today a famous Rabbi Saadya Benevistie, great rabbi of his time. I believe he was born around the year 1876, and I believe he passed away in this Hebrew month of Av. I'm not too sure the exact date in that month, in the year 1957. He's rabbi I believe we've brushed upon and spoke about on a few occasions before inside this series. Remember, the Benevistie family in of itself was a famous family who we've spoken about on various occasions before, and I recommend everyone to watch over their previous videos we've done on other members of the Benevistie family. He was an educator, a rabbi educator in Jerusalem, also in Bukkhara, in Syria also, and in Lebanon. He had various different, let's say, important roles over there. He was a leader of the Jewish community in various places, most notably in Argentina. He would be and also in the Corientes province in Argentina, that most notably. He was also a member of the court of the Sephardi community in Jerusalem. Now, he was born, I believe, on February the 29th in the year 1876. That was the 4th of Adar of that year, to Rachel. And I think his father's name was Rabbi Yosef Benevistie, another famous rabbi over there, who we've spoken about on various occasions before. Now, it's interesting, he would be educated in a school called the Doresh Tzion, which is a Talmud Torah, I think, Beit Midrash school in Jerusalem, a place we've spoken about on various occasions before. And a very prominent place over there, had notable students, which we mentioned about. I recommend everyone to watch over that video, which we recorded about the Doresh Tzion school. I believe we recorded it maybe 3-4 months ago in this series, so I think that will definitely be a good idea. So he would learn over there, be educated, and I think after that there he would then move on to Yeshivat Yerushalayim. This once again was another famous school in Jerusalem, as we're going really into Jerusalem territory over here, where I think that was actually established itself in the year 1873. It was one that had both Sephardim and Ashkenazim, I think, together, and very much there was various people that were there who we spoke about before. I think it was connected to Michal Yitzchak Eliyahu Cohen, and if I'm not mistaken, and various other people, notables had, I think it was Moses Montefiore, if I'm not mistaken, also had a connection to that specific school, the Tfirat Yisrael, as we've spoken before. Or maybe, I think it was set up maybe around the time period he was born or something like that, but there was a library associated with him, I believe, in that place. So that's interesting. So he would actually be educated there also. And he would learn under the auspices of another famous rabbi, Rabbi Yitzchak Ashkenazi, who was a famous Shochet Rabbanan in Jerusalem, a rabbinic emissary. He was part of the Sephardic court in Jerusalem, and was one of the founders of the Beit Cholim, the hospital called Miskav Ladach, someone we've spoken about before. Another rabbi he would have connection to was Rabbi Ben Zion Avram Kohanika, another great rabbi who was head of Jewish courts, posek, rabbi rendering different Jewish laws in Jerusalem. He was very much based in, I think he'd have be connected also very much to Hebron. He was the Rosh Yeshiva of Tiferet Yerushalayim also, so he was a famous rabbi. I recommend everyone to watch that video we recorded about him a while ago. Now, he was about 18 years of age. He would finish his studies over there, and he'd start working as an educator, teaching Ivrit and Dikduk, Gemara, Talmud, and inside the Talmud Torah, I think, for the Sephardi community in Jerusalem. And I think it was connected very much with Rabbi Nissim Elishar, another rabbi we've spoken about before. Remember, we recorded a video on the famous Elishar rabbinic dynasty in the series. Rabbi Nissim ben Mordechai Elisha happens to have been a spiritual leader and a founder of a neighborhood in Jerusalem, and was, I believe, at one stage in time, the Nasi, the president of Yeshivat Paratisa in his very, very early days, and was part of the Sephardic community in Jerusalem. So he'd have a connection with him. And then he would continue working, I think, inside a school system, or Dreshion, which we've spoken about before, and the Beit Yotamim happened to be, which we've spoken about before also. He would be over there. And then he would, I believe, get married to Rabbinit Yocheved. She happened to be the daughter of Avram Mizrahi. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there was a connection with the famous Rabbi Nachman Batito, rabbi we've spoken about on various occasions before him inside the series. Rabbi Nachman Batito, I think he was one of the chief rabbis of Israel. I think she was actually the niece of Rabbi Nachman Batito, and he was a Rishon LeZion Rabbi Nachman Batito. We actually recorded a video about him, I think about 2 years ago. It's actually going to be his Hilula, I think, in a month's time. He was the 32nd Rishon LeZion, Rav Nachman Betito was a great rabbi in Jerusalem. I think he himself was from Marrakesh, originally in Morocco, and had various important roles while he was in his positions, respectively. Okay, so just to go on at the moment, he would be working in various different organizations. Also, I think most notably, he was active with, if I'm not mistaken, the B'not this Aguda, let's just say, itself. And I think it was about the year 1911. Obviously, his teaching was a huge success. He was seen at a very, very high esteem. He was then sent to Moscow over there, to Russia at that point in time, and would actually, I think, be take on various different roles over there for a short period of time. He was sent there, and then he would then go on to move to an area called the Khanate of Konad. I think was a state, part of Central Asia, if I'm not mistaken. I think part of Uzbekistan or southern Kazakhstan. He would actually move there and to serve as a teacher in the school of the Jewish community, I believe, for 7 years, and also was a shochet over there and a mohel, rabbi doing kosher slaughter and circumcisions. Brit Milas. At the end of this position, he would then go on to move to Bukkhara, where he would stay for another 2 years. So he was very, very well traveled. Now, come what the year 1920, he would return to Jerusalem, and after a short period of time, he'd be invited by another famous rabbi, Rabbi Hezkiah Shabtai, to serve as a rabbi of Aleppo in Syria. And Rabbi Hezkiah Shabtai was a famous Shochet Rabbanan, head of Jewish court of the Sephardi community in Jerusalem, and I think he was actually a Chacham Bashi, chief rabbi in Jaffa. And also, he would have a window of time where he'd be the chief rabbi of Tripoli, Libya, also Aleppo, and was part of the member of the chief rabbinic council, also respectively. So he would actually, Rav Hezkiah Shabtai would very much recommend him to make that move to Syria, and he would serve also, I believe, as a teacher over there in maybe the Alliance School and the Talmud Torah for 4 years, I believe. Kol Yisrael Chaverim. Being the prior, which we just spoke about. At the end of his position over there, he would then go on to move to Beirut, to Lebanon, where he would serve as an educator for a 2-year period. So you can see he really, really was very, very much well-traveled and did many different tasks, let's just think himself. Now, come with the year 1927 now. His journeys will continue. He moved to the Corientes in Argentina, where he would serve as a spiritual leader of the local Sephardic community, provided their religious needs, grappled about in Jewish life, and really, really very much was active for many, many years. I think this would be a position he'd take on for around 10 years. And come with the year 1937, he would return to the capital city of Eretz Israel, Jerusalem. And over there, he'll be part of the Bet Din. He'll be the shamash of the Bet Din over there, Jewish court, of the Sephardic community of that specific city, respectively. Now, I think he passed away in August 1957. We don't know the exact date. I couldn't trace when he passed away. And he was buried in Har HaMenuchot, the Mount of Resting Place cemetery over there in Jerusalem. So he was very, very well traveled in his time. I think he was about 81 years of age at the time he passed away, the great rabbi was. I think much information within regards to him is actually chronicled by the famous historian who actually recorded a video about Moshe David's Gaon. If you watch over the previous videos, we actually connected very much to him in his time. So that is very interesting. He chronicles much to do with the famous rabbi over here. So he was 81 years of age when he passed away. He was born, actually, Israel was part of the Ottoman Empire at that stage in time. He would have a nickname called the Rabbeinu. Very interesting enough, so that you can see the breadth within regards to him and the famousness and the stature that the famous rabbi had. Is very, very much had a great stature in of itself. So I recommend everyone to learn more about him. If anyone knows the exact date when he happened to have passed away, please let me know. I'll really appreciate it. And friends, we are a community here. We're learning about the famous rabbis of yesteryear. Now, if you descend from any of the rabbis we are speaking about inside the series, please send me an email. I would love to hear more information connected to the great Chacham. If you feel anyone's interested in watching any of these videos also, I can't stress enough, please share these videos also to the people that are interested also. Remember, on this channel at the moment, we've got approximately nearly 7,000 subscribers, which is a phenomenal achievement at the moment. And we're really going from strength to strength at the moment, and doing huge amounts of work. So we also do other videos inside this series. We also will record videos on famous, let's just say, Parsha Shavua. We do a famous weekly tidbit on it. We also do a Daf Yomi, daily pages tomorrow we try to concentrate on inside this series. Also another special thing which is very close to my heart in this series that we're doing on this channel. We get a brilliant rabbi of yesteryear, a brilliant rabbi of current year, maybe a Jewish personality, a great Jewish personality, to give over 1 minute inspiration or 2 minute inspiration every single day to inspire Am Yisrael, like a chizuk about why come to study in Eretz Yisrael, or another, let's just say, interesting tidbit to really, really energize our day. So it's a channel over here like none other. So I recommend everyone to join the community here. Now, on this note, wishing you all a Shabbat Tov. We just came out of Shabbat Parshat Va'etchanan over here in Israel. Happened to have also been Tu B'Av, the 15th of Av here in Israel. 15th of Av, the Talmud tells us there's no day as awesome as that in the Jewish calendar. Just like Yom Kippur, Am Yisrael has their sins taken away from that day, but Tu B'Av also has a very powerful effect on the Jewish calendar, and I would recommend everyone to actually learn more within regards to that also. So thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, be well, and Shabbat Tov. Thank you.